Yo, what's up, guys? It's your boy ShayK47, the King of Universe 47, and today, guys, we are back with another What If. This is finally part 2. I've been trying to get part 2 out for a while, but things just didn't go as planned. But finally, part 2 of What If Turles had a kid, or What If Turles had a son, or in this case, the son of Turles, which is my OC, Shade, is now here. I know that was a mouthful, but still. So, if you guys enjoyed today's video, please don't forget to leave a like, share, and subscribe. If you've got your own twists or ideas for the story, please let me know. Let me know what other stories or what ifs you guys are looking forward to, and let me know so far out of the 3 that I've got going on so far, what's your favorite what if? Is it Hikari? Is it the Obito one, or is it this one? Let me know. Like for Hikari, share for Shade, and comment for Obito. I know Obito just started, so it's gonna take a minute to catch traction, but still, let me know. Finally, part 11 of Hikari will be coming out as well as soon as I finish this. Well, not as soon as I finish this part, but as soon as I get where I wanted to be. Trust me, it will be coming out soon, and then I'll be diving into Obito once again. But without further ado, and with all my ramblings finally to the side, let's get on with today's story. After crash landing on Earth, Shade had spent roughly about a week trying to gather intel on this whole planet, trying to figure out where Kakarot was. But it seemed like everywhere he went, it was nothing but another dead end. He tried cities, towns, villages, asked people anything, any information that he could find out, but nothing. Nobody knew who this Kakarot character was. Shade felt like he was sent on a wild goose chase to find his father's killer. He goes to a forest, takes a deep breath, finds a stream of water, takes a sip, and calms down. He starts thinking to himself, why can't he find him? Been looking everywhere, and I've even used a scouter to see if I can't find his energy. But still, to no avail. What's going on here? Shade starts to doubt himself. Maybe he couldn't find his father's killer. Maybe he had already left Earth. In that case, what was he to do then? All these thoughts started clouding his head, but he couldn't let that deter him from his path. He had one more idea that he hadn't thought to try yet. He thought that maybe if he could exert some energy, maybe that will finally draw out Kakarot out of hiding. He then flew up to the sky, took a deep breath, and shot up his energy to as high as he could. Shade did his best, but even among certain Saiyan standards, he wasn't as strong as anybody else. He took a deep breath after charging his power to as high as he could get it, and he was still out of luck. Nobody came to see, or nobody came towards him. His power wasn't strong enough to lure Kakarot out of hiding. Frustrated, the young Saiyan flies down, ready to just give up. That is until his scouter picks up a nearby power level, and it's moving fast. He doesn't really know what to think. Could this be Kakarot? Maybe. Or it could be somebody related, or if not, know who Kakarot is. This was his only chance, and he wasn't going to let it slip. So, he stood up and flew after that energy as fast as he could. Little did our little Saiyan know that he was being watched. Somebody did pick up on his energy, and he was watching him from a distance, making sure that the young Saiyan didn't know where he was. Out in the middle of the ocean, well, above the ocean, we see Krillin flying off to Master Roshi's place. Simply just going after having the whole Turles situation a little bit prior. Krillin's been trying to get stronger in general. So, he's trying to go back to Master Roshi's to train. Krillin is flying, minding his own business, almost to Master Roshi's, when he senses a power level that's coming straight towards him. He doesn't know this energy, but he can tell that it's Saiyan, which immediately makes him think that it's Goku, but Goku's not here right now. As a matter of fact, the last time he saw Goku, he was with Chi-Chi and Gohan. So, whose power level is this? This shot fear to the young warrior, well, to the warrior in general. He had to stop. He was ready to fight, but wasn't prepared for what it could be. He waited until the power level caught up to him. It was a boy? It was Shade. Shade had stopped right in front of him. Finally, a little bit out of breath, but he catches up, stating, "I finally caught you. You're fast. Faster than I thought. Or I'm just not fast enough." Krillin is a little taken aback. He's seen this attire before. It was on the Saiyan that Goku had defeated. Who is this kid? Krillin hasn't said anything to the boy yet. Shade looks at him and scratches the back of his head a little nervously before introducing himself as Shade, of course. Krillin awkwardly says hello back, asking what does he want and why is he here. Shade gets right to the point, stating that he's looking for Kakarot. Krillin knew that he was after Goku, but wondered why. What was the reason? Shade then goes on to tell Krillin that he's the reason that his father was killed. He needs to find this Kakarot person and put a stop to him now. Krillin takes a decent few steps back. He's looking for Goku because he killed his father? I'm guessing that Saiyan that Goku fought last time is who he's talking about. But the way that he's talking about him doesn't make it seem like he knows who Goku is. Krillin decides to test something out real quick, asking if the young Saiyan knows who exactly killed his father. Shade goes on to say all he knows is that the guy's name is Kakarot. He doesn't know anything about him, but his name. Krillin was dumbfounded almost. This could be their lucky break. They might not actually have to fight the kid. Judging by his strength and how strong he felt coming up, wasn't all that strong to begin with, but this is a new change of pace altogether. Shade looks at the Earthling once again, letting him know that he has no ill will towards the Earth. He just wants to find the man that killed his father, and that's it. This basically set everything for Krillin right then and there. He knew what he had to do. So, like a brilliant mastermind, even though Krillin normally doesn't think this far ahead, he decided to tell the young Saiyan this, stating that he doesn't know anybody named Kakarot here on Earth, and there hasn't been anybody to come around here, or any deaths here. He doesn't know anybody named Kakarot. This kind of makes Shade upset, wanting to know exactly who his father's killer was, and wanting to see if he was on Earth, trying to find him, but again, like he had thought before, ending up on this wild goose chase. This kind of just makes the young Saiyan feel like he's letting his father down. He won't be able to avenge him if he doesn't find him. Krillin states that he should come along with him for the time being. Maybe he can help him in his search. Shade looks at him and gives him a warm smile. For the first time in a long time since, well, for the first time in a while at least, it felt like Shade could actually relax a little bit. Between Kakarot killing Turles and his mother falling towards Frieza's henchmen, it was kind of hard to deal with. He actually could feel like he could relax for just a bit. And if this Earthling is willing to grant him hospitality, then there really might be hope for him after all. Krillin tells him that his outfit may raise a bit of suspicion, but just not to worry about it, because there has been some issues in the past with Saiyans. This takes Shade by surprise. The only Saiyan that he knew were to be alive was his mother and his father. The fact that they were not the only two Saiyans, aside from Kakarot as well, throws him off. Krillin takes Shade back to Kame's house. When Roshi opens the door, he's also with Bulma, of course being his old pervy self, as well as Oolong and Puar. Krillin takes the time to introduce himself and, let everybody know that he's made it, but also to step aside and introduce Shade. This throws the entire room off the minute they spot the tail as well as the battlesuit. Roshi and Bulma pull Krillin aside, asking if he was crazy, if this was a good idea. Why did he bring a Saiyan here? Krillin told them both to calm down and to just wait. There's a reason he brought them here. He quickly explains everything quietly, while Shade just roams around the house, looking at things weirdly. He'd never seen some of these things, stating that Earthlings are quite weird. After explaining everything to Bulma and Roshi, they quickly nod and somewhat understand. However, if this whole thing backfires, it's on Krillin's head. Krillin sweats and nods nervously, but understand where Bulma and Roshi is coming from. Krillin then gets Shade's attention, stating that, "Hey, let me introduce you to these two." He looks at both Bulma and Roshi and scratches his head a little bit, wondering who these two people were. Krillin introduces the old man as Master Roshi and introduces the girl as Bulma. Shade goes to shake their hands. Though they are hesitant, they do shake hands with him. His hands aren't exactly rough. Well, not as rough as the other warriors or Saiyans that they expect to be. This is a change of pace for everybody. Bulma asks Shade what he's doing here on Earth. To put simply, he's here to find Kakarot, and afterwards he was just going to leave. But considering that the short bald guy gave him a solace to stay here for a little bit and offered to help, he thought he'd come and see what was going on. Krillin takes a bit of offense to that, calling him a short bald guy, introducing himself and by name calling him Krillin. Shade nods and offers to continue calling him short bald guy. Krillin doesn't really take kind to that, but Shade just laughs it off. Bulma, Roshi, and Krillin are all taken aback. The only Saiyan they know that's this laid back is Goku. So it's kind of nice to see a kid, even though what their race is bred for is for fighting, act human. It was a change of pace and they liked it. Of course, they had Gohan who acted the same way, but it's different for a full-blood to do it. As Shade was about to go and relax, his scouter went off. It wasn't a power level in the house. He stated that there was somebody else here. Krillin had an idea. He could start to sense his own energy. And he said he might want to go check outside. Shade walks outside and looks around. Nobody's in the immediate area until he looks up. He sees a green man wearing a white cape and a purple outfit. He gets a better look. He's Namekian. Krillin walks up behind Shade, saying that Piccolo needs to stop scaring the kid. Shade looks back and forth between Krillin and the Namekian, stating his name is Piccolo? Strange. Piccolo is immediately ready to fight, thinking that he's just another Saiyan who's battle-hardened and wanting to cause problems for the Earth. Krillin states that he's not like that. You can tell by his power. Piccolo thinks that this doesn't bode well, even with a kid like this hanging around. No matter how weak he is, he could be more troubles than he's worth. Shade finally steps up and starts taking accountability for himself, stating he has no issues nor ill will towards the Earth. He doesn't want to destroy the Earth. He doesn't even want to plant another tree of might here. All he wants to do is avenge his father's killer, and if anybody gets in his way, he will deal with them properly. Piccolo chuckles, effectively tossing his cape and turban to the side, stating that the boy isn't even strong enough to handle Krillin, much less him. Shade enters a battle stance, asking if that was a challenge. Piccolo decided to test the boy's strength. With that, it's going to be Piccolo versus Shade. And that's all for this part, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed. Please let me know what you think of this part. Yes, it was a little mouthy and I did stumble a little bit. But in this part, I'm just going world building a little bit, trying to get everything right so that way Shade is ready for his first actual battle. And yes, Shade is weak right now. If I had to give him a power level of anything, he's weaker than Raditz. So that should give you a good little, idea of where his power level is. If he's weaker than Raditz and Piccolo and the others are stronger since then, yeah, Shade's gonna get thrown around a little bit. Kind of gives you a bit of a heads up of what the next fight is going to be. Well, you're just gonna have to wait until the next fight, though, or until the next What If. I'll see you guys in the next one. Again, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next one. Until then, guys, later.